People think danger announces itself with a shattered window and a screaming siren. They expect the villain to violently kick the front door down in the middle of the day. But the most devastating home invasions absolutely never start with noise. They start with a terrifying, suffocating silence. They start with someone quietly testing your locks in the dead of night, checking to see if you got lazy, checking to see if your comfortable lifestyle has finally made you arrogant. You spend an absolute fortune securing your physical house. You buy premium cameras, heavy iron deadbolts, and loud alarms to protect your cheap televisions and replaceable objects. But you leave the front door of your elite mind completely, aggressively, wide open. You let toxic habits, weak people, and pathetic excuses casually stroll right into your mental space without ever checking their credentials. Your mind is the most valuable real estate you will ever own, and it is completely unguarded. This heavy warning you are hearing right now, it is not a drill. The universe is practically begging you to pay attention because the intruder is already standing on the porch. This invisible invader doesn't want your money. It wants your drive, your ambition, and your elite future. It is the slow, creeping disease of mediocrity, and it uses your own exhaustion as the master key to get inside. The weak masses hear the floorboards creak in the dark, and what do? They pull the comfortable blanket over their heads and desperately convince themselves it is just the wind. They rationalize the terrifying warning. They medicate their anxiety. But the chosen one locks their jaw and opens their eyes. You know that aggressively ignoring a threat does not make it miraculously disappear. It just gives the threat permission to step fully into your room. Let us look directly at the inside man, the silent traitor living comfortably in your own house. It is your pathetic addiction to comfort. Comfort is the one quietly unlocking the back door while you are fast asleep. It whispers to you that you have worked hard enough, that you deserve a break, that skipping one single day of discipline won't hurt. And just like that, the invisible enemy is permanently inside the perimeter. Once the invader is inside, it absolutely does not violently attack you. It sits politely in the corner of the room, slowly and toxically changing the atmosphere. It makes you a little slower, a little more tolerant of your own failure, a little more accepting of an average, pathetic life. The psychological invasion is so incredibly subtle that you actually start to believe the intruder's voice is your own. You start calling your pure laziness self-care. This is exactly why the alarm is sounding right now. The heavy, unsettling feeling in the pit of your stomach is the ultimate reality check. It is your primal instinct screaming that you have dangerously compromised your elite standards. You have let your guard down because society told you that resting is a virtue. But society is a brutal slaughterhouse cleverly disguised as a playground, and resting in the open is a guaranteed death sentence. You cannot politely ask an invader to leave. You cannot negotiate with a dark force that is actively trying to consume your potential. The exact moment you try to bargain with your own weakness, you have already permanently lost the house. The sleepwalkers try to find a cute balance between discipline and comfort. But the chosen one knows that balance is a toxic myth. It is either absolute, ruthless control or complete surrender. Think about the exact moments you felt this silent warning before. The sudden flash of guilt when you wasted hours scrolling on a screen. The cold realization that you are in the exact same place you were a year ago. Those were not random thoughts. Those were the universe violently shaking your shoulders, begging you to wake up before the lock completely snaps. And you chose to hit snooze. But not tonight. Tonight, the beautiful illusion of safety permanently dies. You are going to stand up in the pitch-black darkness, and you are going to face the creeping mediocrity head-on. You are going to realize that the only way to secure the house is to become the absolute most terrifying entity inside of it. Let the invaders step in. They are about to find out they broke into the wrong mind. The sleepwalkers imagine a home invasion as a sudden, loud struggle. But you simply sit in the heavy darkness, watching the intruders stumble blindly into your trap. You watch your own pathetic excuses try to take root, and you violently crush them before they can even breathe. You absolutely do not panic when laziness knocks. You quietly lock the door from the inside. Now you are not trapped with the chaos. The chaos is permanently trapped with you. This is the profound, terrifying difference between the weak and the elite. The weak constantly negotiate with the things destroying them. They bargain for 5 more minutes of sleep. They beg for 1 more day of cheap comfort. But you absolutely do not ever negotiate with a burglar. You do not offer your potential as a weak compromise. You execute the threat with absolute zero-emotion discipline. Do you understand why the universe is begging you to hear this warning? It is absolutely not trying to scare you. It is desperately trying to save you from a completely average, forgettable life. It is showing you the exact window you left open. It is pointing the harsh, blinding spotlight straight at your daily, pathetic compromises. If you aggressively ignore this warning, you are personally handing the intruder the deed to your mind. Look closely at the sleepwalking masses around you. Their minds have already been completely ransacked. Their ambitions were stolen years ago, and they don't even realize they are living in an empty, looted house. They walk around like hollow shells, blindly following the script, because they never listened to the quiet, terrifying warning. They let the comfort completely hollow them out from the inside. But you are going to aggressively rebuild the walls. You are going to fortify the perimeter with heavy, unbreakable routines. You will wake up in the dark. You will endure the freezing cold. And you will do the exhausting work when absolutely no one is clapping for you. Every single act of discipline is a titanium bolt securing your psychological fortress. You are making your mind a permanently hostile environment for weakness. The intruder feeds entirely on your hesitation. It survives on your maybe tomorrow. It grows stronger every single time you hit the snooze button. So, you must violently starve it. You starve it with immediate, relentless action. You cut off its oxygen by completely refusing to entertain your own excuses. When the creeping doubt whispers in your ear, you answer with deafening, brutal execution. This level of elite security is incredibly, undeniably lonely. When you lock the heavy iron gates, you have to lock out the comfortable crowd. They will aggressively bang on your walls, calling you crazy, begging you to come back to the soft, warm illusion. They hate your fortress because it exposes their own ruined, unprotected houses. Let them scream. You absolutely do not lower the drawbridge for people who refuse to protect themselves. You are standing in the exact center of your titanium empire. The warnings have finally stopped because the threat has been permanently eliminated. The cold, heavy silence returns, but this time it is not a warning. It is the profound, beautiful silence of absolute psychological dominance. You own every single inch of your reality. Nothing slips past you ever again. Let the universe test your locks again tomorrow. Let the chaos violently circle your perimeter. You will just smile in the dark, your jaw heavily locked, your posture perfectly straight. Because you finally understand that true safety does not mean living in a world without intruders. True safety means being the absolute most dangerous, lethal predator inside your own walls. From this exact moment forward, your mind is permanently sealed to weakness. You are the chosen one, and you have survived the quiet invasion. If you have finally locked the gates and secured your titanium throne, drop the word "locked" below and hit subscribe. The pathetic intruders have officially been executed. Now, rule.